Hi there. I'm hearing a lot of strange stuff about Norway that simply are not true. So I have decided to compile a list of 10 myths about Norway. So the first one, I guess, would be that Norway is a socialist country. Now, no matter where you stand politically, saying that Norway is a socialist country is simply not true. One thing I hear a lot is that all Norwegians are blonde, which is a myth. I'm not blonde. No, all Norwegians are not blonde. We have a variety of hair colors here in Norway. So there are quite a lot of blonde people here, of course, but yeah, we're not all blondes. So a lot of people, they say that Norway is a very cold country. It's very cold in Norway. Now, Norway is a long country. It stretches from the far north to down to Denmark almost. And if you flipped Norway over, in a way, it would reach, I believe, to Rome in Italy. So there's a big difference between living up in the far north of Norway and down here in the south. So we do have cold winters, although some of the winters lately they have been snowless and warm. So I guess saying that Norway is a cold country is, if you ask me, that's a myth as well. So sometimes you will have tourists coming to Norway and they wanna do Norway in 2 days. I guess it's physically possible, maybe, but the idea that Norway is a small country is a myth. Okay, Norway is narrow and very long, as I mentioned. So Norway is not a small country. That's a myth. Maybe you heard that all Norwegians, they do cross-country skiing or Nordic skiing. Sadly, that's not true. I wish all Norwegians did cross-country skiing, and it's part of our culture, I would say. But it's no. I know several people who don't do cross-country skiing at all. I think they should. So here's one that you might not have heard before, but it's the idea that the Sami people up in the north is the indigenous people of Norway. It is true that the Sami people is a indigenous people here in Norway, but we have actually two. The Norse is also an indigenous people, because from what I've learned is that the Norse actually came here before the Sami, but further south. So in Norway, the correct thing is actually that we have two indigenous peoples here. So saying that the Sami people is the only indigenous people in Norway is simply not true. It's a myth. So another myth about Norway is that we have clean drinking water straight from the tap. Sadly, that's not entirely true. We have actually had quite a few cases of polluted drinking water. And we also have microplastic in the drinking water, as I guess you will find in every country in the world these days. So saying that we have clean drinking water straight from the tap here in Norway is sadly also a myth. Skål. Maybe you've heard that Norwegians are reserved and not very sociable. That's a myth. Norwegians are not cold, we're not unfriendly, and we are actually quite sociable and we like a party. So another myth about Norway is that we have very strict gun control. If you travel outside of the cities, like 10 minutes outside of the cities, you will find a shotgun or a rifle in almost every home. It's part of Norwegian rural culture, I would say. So I don't have a gun myself, but what I understand and what I've heard is that it's not very difficult to get a license to own a gun in Norway. So another myth about Norway is that Norway is environmentally friendly. Well, I wish that was true. Norway is a big exporter of oil and gas, and we do have a problem with deforestation here in Norway. So there is a rule, by the way, that they have to plant a tree for every tree that they chop down, which they have done behind me a few years ago. Norway is sadly not exactly an environmentally friendly country. As a nation, we have some challenges in that regard. We also have, if you ask me, a problem with consumerism. We consume too much stuff, and I'm not fanatic about this, but I think that we could do better when it comes to the environment and protecting nature. So there you go, 10 myths about Norway. If you have any other myths, any other thoughts about Norway, and any questions, let me know in the comments. And yeah, I think that's all for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.